Okay, good afternoon. Today we are going to discuss a topic that is methods of collecting job data. Methods of collecting job data. Actually, job data in the sense the data that is collected from an employee during his work environment. So there are various methods as we are going to discuss now, which are used to collect the data within the work environment. So here the data is collected by the supervisor, so called as superior, than the employee cadre, right? Even though he is also an employee, so under him a team of people used to work. So he is responsible to guide the people to make them work, to enhance the hidden skills among them, and make them work in a proper manner, so as to reach the objectives of the organization. So here the methods are first one is observational method, interviews through observational method, through questionnaire, through checklist, through technical conferences and diary. These are a series of approaches that are used by an organization which is willing to collect the job data. So depending upon the size of the organization, it may choose among the above said methods. And even situation also demands not only size of the organization, maybe a small organization or large organization. Actually situation demands in choosing the above alternative said methods. Depending upon the situation, irrespective of size of the organization, the supervisor or the superior may choose one of the method among the above. Next, uh, methods of collecting data. First one is uh, observation method. In this method, the job analyst carefully observe the job holder uh, at work and record what he or she does, how he or she does, and how much time is needed for completion of a given task. Next, the analyst need to be trained to carefully observe and record the competence of a job, and training needs an additional cost. The observation method may be used for analyzing the repetitive short cycle unskilled and semi-skilled jobs. Observation method may be used for analyzing the repetitive task. I mean repetitive performing the same kind of work. Short cycled, I mean the work completed within a short period of time and all, right? The task completed within a short period of time. Unskilled and semi-skilled jobs. So here the employee varies, right? Unskilled, purely it is hard work, just like loading the finished products, moving the finished products here and there and all. So skilled jobs. So it is also, so here the employees will be recruited based upon their qualification and past experience. They might be having enough skills to manufacture a product and all, right? It is also a repetitive task. Example, some floor foreman they used to call, right? So this all comes under. So actually, in observation method, as we discussed, that the analyst need to carefully observe the job work and record what he or she does. He or she, in the sense, the employee is working. Here, the analyst used to have a keen observation upon his employees, and he used to note down. So what kind of work that the particular employee is carrying, whether the employee may be male or female, what he is carrying during his work. So what kind of environment is there. So is she completing the assigned task within the given time, or she is taking any extra time to complete the task. So what are the reasons of failure of completing the task within the given time and all. So in observation method, the analyst need to concentrate on these kind of areas, and he supposed to note down, right? The analyst need to be trained carefully to observe and competence of a job, and training means an additional cost. So here the person who is appointed as an analyst is supposed to collect the data. So before appointing or before selecting a person for the particular job as an analyst, he is supposed to have a proper training. So normally, normal observation will not lead to fulfill the job like an analyst, right? So he should have some extra training, how to note the points or how to observe, what kind of criteria he need to follow while noting the points, right? Simply it doesn't mean like taking a piece of paper and noting whether the particular employee is performing or not. So here before assigning a task to an employee, there will be a guidelines given to him. So by following the guidelines of an organization, he is supposed to work and complete the given task. So whether the employee is following the given guidelines or not, how to frame out the guidelines and all. So these are all extra skills that an analyst need to be trained, and training to an analyst is an extra burden for an organization, right? So it is not a burden, it is an extra additional cost that each and every organization need to bear in order to appoint an analyst. So it is an additional cost for an organization. So unless proper training is not given to an analyst, so he can't perform the job full-fledged. So the organization couldn't couldn't get the exact result what they are expecting and all, right? Next, the observation method may be used for analyzing a repetitive, short cycle, unskilled and semi-skilled. So this is the point what we are discussing. A repetitive task in the sense repeating the same thing, right? So what an unskilled labor will do, he used to move the products here and there. This is the task assigned to him whole the day or whole week. Until he complete the task, he need to perform the same kind of job. Next, interview method. In this, the analyst interviews the job holder and his or her supervisor to elect the information about the job. Usually a structured interview form is used to record the information. During the interview, the analyst must make judgments about the information to be included and its degree of importance. So first one is through direct observation and second one is through interview. So in interview process, here face-to-face interaction will be taken place. Here the analyst will interview the job holder in order to gather the information and all. Next, actually there is a structured interview and unstructured interview. Mostly structured interview in the sense a predetermined questions will be framed out, and here the analyst will ask the questions one by one towards the employee, and employee responsible to answer each and every question framed out by the analyst. Unstructured interview in the sense during a direct observation process, if the analyst approach the employee and ask a few questions regarding the work and all, work process and all, it is called as unstructured interview. So called as informal interview. Hope you understand better. Formal interview in the sense, so do you know the difference between formal and informal interview? informal interview. Here, a face-to-face interaction will be taken place. So some predetermined questions which are framed out earlier by the interviewer before entering into interview room. So the questions may be normal, as like every interviewer has to face during interviewee has to face during interview. So this is a predetermined format, and in interview process, as we are discussing in this, so a structured interview form is used to record the information, and the analyst must make judgments about the information to be included and its degree of importance. Here, the analyst used to ask questions, and the response from the employee will be recorded. Actually, what they are highlighting is the importance should be the recording should be in a manner based upon its importance. So he may add some junk and all. It is not necessary to record all the junk, matter what the respondee delivers and all, right? So the important points is enough. Noting of important points is just enough. And the interview method has one positive feature that is it involves talking to the job holders who are in a good position. They describe what they do, as well as the qualifications they needed to perform their duties in a competent manner. The effectiveness of the interview method depends on interviewer and on the ability of the job holder to make the meaningful responses. So here the interview method has one positive feature, that is involving talking to the job holders who are in a good position to describe what they do. So here the superior used to interact to the team members who are working under him, right? So direct interaction. Through direct interaction, he may gather a huge information, so which is useful in analyzing the thing. Next, questionnaire. So job holders fill in the given structured questionnaires, which are then approved by the supervisors. The filled-in questionnaires offer enough data on the jobs. Standard questionnaires are available, or they may be prepared for the purpose by the analysis. So the major advantage of questionnaire method is that information on a large number of jobs can be collected in a relatively short period of time. The questionnaire method helps save time and staff required to carry out the program. So questionnaire. So here the job holders will be given the structured questionnaires which are approved by the supervisors. A structured format of question, a series of questions will be framed in a sheet, and it is offered to the job holders. Then they're supposed to fill all the questionnaire, and again it is being collected, and the filled questionnaires will contain the required data on jobs, and standard questionnaires are available as they may be prepared for the purpose by the analyst. So there will be the questionnaire format will be varying. So analyst may prepare one kind of questionnaire, and there will be normal questionnaires even. So purely the content of questions which are framed out in a questionnaire may be depending upon the purpose, right? So depending upon the purpose only, the questionnaire will be framed out. So the major advantage of questionnaire method is that information on a large number of jobs can be collected in relatively short period of time. Yeah, this is the right thing, right? Because why? Because the questionnaires are offered to a team of members, right? If your team consisting of around 15 members, on the same time, 15 members will be offered with empty questionnaires and they are supposed to fill. And after completing, all the 15 questionnaires are collected at the same time and they are being analyzed. So here, all the participants, so called as employees involved in a team, can answer at the same time. And all the individual employees' data can be collected at the same time and they can be analyzed. So here, huge amount of data can be collected within a short period of time. The questionnaire method helps in saving time and the staff required to carry out the program. So similarly, a minimum period of time is required to answer each questionnaire by an individual employee. So that relatively low number of staff are involved to give and collect the questionnaire forms. So this is an advantage. Here the advantage is distributing the forms required low number of employees, so-called as staff, and collecting the forms within a limited period of time. So it is also a positive thing. Next, checklist. A checklist is similar to questionnaire, but the response sheet contains fewer subjective checklists and job holders tick only those tasks that are included in their jobs. So checklist is another method which is used to collect the data. Here it is also similar to questionnaire format, and here job holders used to pick to those tasks that are included in their jobs. So it contains a series of questions. Some questions may be job related and some may be some outside questions which are not directly related to the task what they are performing in their day-to-day activities. So depending upon the questions which are framed according to the tasks, each and every individual employee used to tick only those tasks which are included in their jobs. A preparation of a checklist is a challenging job, and the specialists who prepare the list must collect all relevant information about the job concerned. So framing out the questions which are to be included in the checklist is also a tough task. It requires enough experience and proper training for an analyst before including in it, right? So the specialists who prepare the list must collect all relevant information about the job concern. So before preparing the checklist, the person who is supposed to prepare a checklist should collect all the relevant information. So on what purpose, on what task he is going to prepare, right? So by having proper information and by using his skills and all, he could prepare a checklist. Next, so by using such kind of information by an analyst, so it can be more helpful for him. So the information can be gathered by asking supervisors, industrial engineers, and other familiar with the work. So the supervisors and industrial engineers will be able to give the required information to the analyst. So it could be more helpful for the analyst to prepare the checklist. One advantage of checklist method is that it is useful in large firms that have a large number of people assigned to one particular job. So when compared with questionnaire method, this checklist method is mostly used in large size organizations. In large organizations. Here, the large organizations, since more number of employees are involved in this, so this kind of method is more suitable and employed by them. So mostly